Sweet Talk is a weekly 20-minute podcast brought to you by the Continuing Education Workforce Training Division of Idaho State University's College of Technology. This podcast is part of our continuing outreach efforts, and the format is conversation. We're having conversations with businesses, professionals, entrepreneurs, community agencies, and in all cases, difference makers. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. So subscribe today. Take 20 minutes and hear from people living in your community who are making a difference in your community. It's time to get started with Sweet Talk. Hello, everyone. This is Jason Batalden with Continuing Education Workforce Training here at ISU in the College of Tech. And this is Sweet Talk. And Paul, you're on the show today, co-host as always.
As always. How are you doing today, Jason?
You know, I think I'm doing okay. The sun's out. I think the snow is melting. Spring's around the corner. So that puts me in a good mood.
You know, spring is around the corner. I've been noticing I've been actually kind of enjoying my walks with my dogs in the afternoon. But previously, I have been really, really not looking forward to it because of the cold. Yeah. And now it's a nice break in my day or into my day because it's getting so nice out right now.
Yeah. I don't know about your dog. So yes, I've been walking my dogs after work at night, but now that because it's melting so much, and my dog seems to find, because the snow's melting. So all these wonderful, rotten, horrible smells that are found in mud and puddles. And so, now
they do like the mud.
I was watching her walk the other day and I was like, what would it be like just to not care what you step in? That dogs don't care what they step in. They don't have
They do not.
No, if it's in their way, they step right in it. Now, this has nothing to do with our podcast, so I don't even know how we got down this road. But we have an awesome guest on the show today, and we're glad to have her. It's Karina Mason-Roris, and she's with Disability Services at Idaho State University. And Karina, I'm going to say the magic word here as soon as my timer works, and the magic word is welcome.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm so super excited to be here. You two are amazing and actually super funny. I know we're supposed to be talking probably about disability services, but you did open up the show with talking about our dogs. We gotta love our fur babies. So
you've got a couple, do you, or one at least?
I do. I have pugs. I love my pugs.
All right.
So what kind of dogs do you have?
I have two Yorkies. One I've had since he was a puppy 10 years, and then we just rescued one who joined our family about 2 months, going on 3 months right now. So two Yorkies. I don't know if you terriers.
Yes, I love Yorkies. And our pugs are, one is 11. He's Bud. He's actually a pug with a disability now. So he has wheels.
Oh.
And it gets around really good with his little wheels. So, and then Sir Jackson is 5, and he's a little monster still.
So I have an Australian cattle dog that we rescued, and she was, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. We don't know, but we're guessing 4 or 5 when we got her. And she has some interesting quirks. First of all, Australian cattle dogs are smarter than me. They're smart. And second,
also super loyal, aren't they?
Super loyal, yeah. But she just has some interesting quirks. So my dog always drives me crazy. We were a pug owner once. It was a situation. We took a pug that was fully grown, adult, and they're, from my understanding, you will know this better, but pugs tend to be one family pets. And so he had a very tough time adapting to our house, and we had, and our youngest son was 1 year old at the time. So But we found a nice place for the pug to go. And I mean that sincerely. We found and they sent us pictures, and he loves his little place. But that was our last experience with pugs. So God bless you for raising pugs. I'm telling you that.
They are very loyal. They love to eat too. So
Yeah,
they cannot leave food down, or they will eat it until they're 500 pounds. So definitely enjoy them. So
Yorkies are just OCD. They have a train of thought, and that's it. That's all they concentrate on. And they're very, very, very adept at getting their own way.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Gotta love our fur babies, and definitely shout out to those that rescue animals too. Yeah. So beautiful people, and it's something that we definitely need. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and depending on where they came from, those rescues, you can actually note the appreciation of being part of your family. I know with our rescue that dog is he's just so affectionate and so endearing, and I think that's because we rescued him and we decided to make him part of our family, and I think they know that somehow.
Yeah.
Right. I completely agree. Well, and of course, leave it to me to get us off topic. But
no, this is a great topic.
That's the funnest. I love to talk fur babies all day. Not a problem. So
it's funny you should mention this, Karina, because Jason was kind of quizzing me because he knows that we kind of know each other outside of this, and I said, well, I'm giving her a breakdown that you're director of Disability Services, and we work on a couple projects together. And I said, but you know what? Karina's definitely one that you can go down a side channel and she'll go right along with.
No, be honest, Paul. You said Karina will probably take us down a side channel.
I so would do that anytime because that's just how I am. I love to talk. So
that's great.
Yeah,
I love that we got less than 30 seconds in the podcast, then we went down the side channel. I love it. I love that when that happens.
Well, you say dogs and you say.
I know,
and it's like going because we all have one, and obviously we all consider them part of our family.
Oh yeah, and I'm telling you, I literally went on my walk, and there I am, jumping over puddles, avoiding mud things, trying to, and I'm wearing boots, and I'm still like, I don't really want to walk in the mud, and that darn dog, she's just like, oh, I want to go that way, splish splash, mud, and I thought maybe I need to take a lesson. Maybe there's a lesson for life there. Maybe I should care less about what I step in. I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
But with that being said, Karina, what can you talk a little bit about disability services?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, it's an important. You guys perform some really important work, and without you, you are invested in success stories, from what I understand. So, can you talk to us a little bit about what goes on at Disability Services at ISU?
Okay, and thank you so much. First of all, I have an amazing team of professionals that work here. We have about 12 benefited staff, and we employ anywhere from 30 to 40, 45 student temp employees as well. We provide sign language interpreting, produce Braille for those that are blind. We have extra time for testing, reduced distraction, all kinds of accommodations. We serve over 900 students annually. We also provide services for employees as well and visitors who come to campus, because sometimes our visitors need maybe a sign language interpreter when they come to campus so they can communicate, things like that. We totally love what we do. We have amazing students that work with us, or we work together. What we do, our main goal is to minimize barriers to their environment and reduce barriers to their environment, or eliminate those barriers. And we at times need to be creative, but we're up to the task and to the challenge. We totally love it just really touches your heart when you see somebody that is struggling and is really facing adversity, and they dig deep, and we provide accommodations, and we walk together through their educational process, and the next thing we know, they're graduating. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. They're just like family here, as is all of our staff and our team. I definitely have an amazing team here. So.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've got to meet a couple more of your staff members recently because we're working on a project together, and everyone that I've talked to has been super professional and always asking if I need anything else from them. Couldn't be happier with the relationship.
Yeah, so yeah, they are amazing, and every students and those we serve is our why, and that is why we get up every morning, why we love doing what we do. So, and just totally love the success stories, as you mentioned. We've had many.
So you mentioned earlier, you just gave a real short example, like the use of sign language, an interpreter for guests that come on campus. Can you share maybe just a few of the services or a few of the ways in which you assist students in being successful? What is it specifically that you guys do?
So, first of all, students with disabilities would need to self-identify and work with our office. So they come to our office, we conduct an intake appointment and kind of talk through their situation, what maybe some of those barriers are, and then we work on coming up with some accommodations. Typical accommodations may be that they need extra time for testing, maybe a reduced distraction testing environment because they have ADHD or a learning disability as examples. And other times they may need support with enhancing maybe some soft skills. So a couple of programs that we have that are above and beyond accommodations or what's required by law, we have an occupational therapy academic coaching program. So we partner with the occupational therapy department here on campus. Their students that are going through that program under supervision meet with some of our students that maybe need assistance with communication skills so that they can better communicate with others, or maybe organizational skills, or helping to stay on task, or independent living skills. So that's been an amazing partnership and program. Another program that we have that assists our students with retention or retaining our students is we have a peer mentoring and a tutoring program as well. So those that might need a little extra assistance with basic math, or they need assistance with developing a paper, preparing for a speech, things like that. We have student employees that we hire that actually help them with those skills, enhance those skills as well.
Right on. And I imagine, just like everyone else in the last year of COVID, all of those services that you have provided, you've had to learn probably many different ways to continue those services in the different environment in which we work in.
That is correct. One thing I did do is I did advocate for our office to be considered essential.
Oh, very good.
Because of those we serve. That was granted and approved by our leadership. Love our leadership. We have amazing leadership on this campus. They're very, very open and welcoming to serving people with disabilities and giving us the resources we need to help them to be successful and to retain them. And so we have actually been open the whole time. But we have, it started out with needing to do services via distance more so than in person, but there definitely were some students that we needed to assist in person. Right. That was just the best way to serve them. So we have been, again, we've been open the whole time through through COVID, and it's had its challenges, but our doors have been, open, red carpet treatment for those that we serve, and they've been able to come to campus if they absolutely needed to.
Right on.
We're starting to see them coming to campus a little bit more as things are kind of calming down a little bit. But we do ensure that, we're practicing social distancing, wearing our masks and just being super, super careful, sanitizing, things like that, because we want to, of course, have a safe, healthy environment for them and for those that work here too.
Very cool.
Excellent. Now, Karina, we met, or we had our first meeting when I reached out to your department to find out what the requirements were for closed captioning. Because, in our department, we create a lot of online content for our students and also some, for the community as well. And I had no clue of what was required or where to start. So I believe my director, Gary Salazar, reached out first, and then we had our first meeting to just discuss what the requirements were. And it was such an eye-opening experience because we were so far behind on what we needed to do. Could you just kind of talk about that for a while? Because again, the requirements, I was not even aware that what we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for bringing that up as well. So a couple things with the closed captioning and the captioning of our media, our videos and our media. It's really important to do so for those that might be hard of hearing. It's also a tool that is important or can be extremely helpful for those that maybe have a learning disability, or even if English is your second language. I know that I will flip on captions from time to time too. It just makes it easier for me to kind of understand, particular videos and things. But,
Karina, I don't mean to interrupt you, but here's my funny story. My wife loves, movies about Ireland. And so we were watching a show in Ireland and all the characters in it were from, Irish, in these Irish accents. And I'm like, look, hon, if you're going to want me to watch a show with you, you're going to have to put closed captioning. I recognize they're speaking English, but I don't know anything they're saying. So there is across the board. I get it. So.
Right. And it is amazing. Like when I will be so shocked when I watch some of those videos because when you listen to something, it's amazing how much you kind of miss or you misinterpret until you're reading it. It's like, oh, wow, maybe I don't hear so well.
That's right. Right. So I'm sorry for interrupting, but I was thinking, I enjoy closed captioning sometimes just so I can catch them.
Yeah, and that's what I do. Sometimes it's good to just flip on the closed captions, and it does help tremendously. So, but we do need to. It is important that we caption our media to ensure that it's accessible for all audiences, and it is a requirement by law. It's also very, very important that we're doing it for those things that are public facing, like this podcast, for an example, or for, anything like our websites, if we have videos on our websites or classes, those things that are public facing, because we have members of our community that could go to our websites, for an example, and pull up a video. And if we don't have it captioned and they are deaf, then it's not accessible, and they can't obtain the information like someone else can. So again, it's required by law, for one, and for two, it's just the right thing to do. So it can be a big undertaking. There's a lot to it, and at times can be time intensive, but the way things are these days too, with the technology that we have available, it makes the job a little bit easier as well.
Yeah, I mean, when I first approached you, you told me the why, and then I had to learn the how, which, initially we went to the ITRC, which is the technical department at the university that could help out a lot. But then COVID happened, and they were very, very busy. It was very busy because a lot more people were creating that online content that needed to be captioned, and so we had to start seeking out other alternatives to to keep up with our captioning needs. And that's where you helped me quite a bit. And I really appreciate all the help. But and because right now we're on track, because it's just so, it is labor intensive and time consuming, but it's a necessity.
That's right. Yeah. And thank you for also bringing up our ITRC. Blake Beck is the director of our IT Resource Center. They're located in the basement of the library. He and his staff are phenomenal. They've really embraced and taken on a lot of accessibility. They've championed accessibility on our campus, and they've taken on a lot of the captioning. And Paul, you are correct. When COVID hit, they oversee the learning management system for the university for our students. And so it was a huge undertaking for them to get everybody switched to online and to do so in a really, really quick manner, and then working with our faculty and helping to provide support to our amazing faculty that also had to adjust quickly. So the captioning needs skyrocketed during that time. And Paul, I appreciate that you did reach out. We continued to have conversations. I'm happy we were able to help you. And again, I would love to give a shout out to our amazing leadership, our president, Dr. Lynn Reddington. She's my boss. She's the vice president of student affairs. We just have amazing leadership on campus that are just very supportive of our office and the services that we provide. And they give us the resources so that I can assist you, Paul, as an example in your area. And I love our partnership too. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that partnership. And I guess the thing that kind of has jumped out at me at this is, right, you've mentioned this a couple times, there are certain accommodations and things that are required by law, closed captioning for one of them. But then I go back to kind of where we started the conversation here a little bit, was you talked about the success, right? It's about students. So, I mean, it sounds like, your office kind of has, I'm not going to say the best of both worlds, but you have this twofold mission, right? Is to satisfy, obviously, the legal mandates to make these things necessary. Well, of course, that's the timer. But on the other side, you have that opportunity to invest in people's success. And so I think that's kind of neat. I think that's neat. Not only, you're not just doing this because you have to, you're also doing this because you're helping people be successful, and you're heavily invested with them as they're being successful. So that's got to be kind of cool.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, it is. Again, it's just really warms your heart. Definitely when we work with our students, even our faculty and staff who have disabilities, and even the community. And that's what we want to be, is a resource, also not only for our campus, but also for our community too. So
very cool.
Yeah, again, we have a wonderful working relationship, and you have helped me so much create better content for our department, and it is so appreciated.
Thank you. And I thoroughly enjoy our partnership. So. And you guys are pretty fun. I like hanging with you all.
Yeah, we can be.
Hey, Karina, to wrap this up, if someone needed to reach out to Disability Services, how would they contact you?
Okay, yeah, great question. So our main office is located in the Rendezvous Building, room 125. And again, we're open. Our doors are open, red carpet treatment. Our phone number is 208-282-3599. You can find our website at Disability Services at isu.edu. And we also have presence at our Idaho Falls campus. We have an office in Meridian as well. We do travel to Twin Falls, and we help people via distance.
Very good.
Excellent.
Very good. So, Karina, first of all, I think we're going to have to come up with a show where we can come and talk about pets.
Yeah,
maybe that's what we do. Maybe we have a whole show.
We should about 20 minutes totally just to pets.
Right. Just where we bring people, and the only thing they can talk about are their dogs or cats or whatever. So
yeah, I'm in. Sign me up. I'm in. If it's pets, football, dirt bikes, or snowmobiles, I'm in.
Oh, right on. Right on. Very cool. So we'll have to have you back on the show, but I do appreciate the information and talking to us about disability services. I for one, had kind of a vague idea. And so I appreciate helping narrow down that focus and understanding why that's important and what the services it provides. So thank you very much.
And thank you for having me. This has been a blast. So thank you. And I hope to be back.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
By the way, just a little note. Isn't podcast kind of fun? Isn't that kind of fun to do?
This is pretty cool. This is actually, so everyone knows, this is my first podcast and I love this.
Yeah. Wait, so, Paul and I, we talk about that all the time is, so, you just, even us, we didn't know what to expect when we first started. Now they're fun to do. They're so fun to do, but we do need to move on, close her down. And so with that being said, if you need to get a hold of us at Continuing Education Workforce Training, you can do that at cetrain.isu.edu. You can email us, right, at cetrain@isu.edu. You can call us at 208-282-3372. I'm back on my streak. I had a 5 podcast streak that I nailed that phone number down, and then I blew it a couple of weeks ago or whatever it was. So now I'm back on, Paul. I'm back on.
Back on.
Okay. And you know what? We don't do this often, but we want to encourage anyone, especially if you have any comments or you want to ask us questions, reach out to us. You see our podcast, any one of our platforms or on social media, drop us a comment. We'll gladly respond. And, and if you have an idea, you want to come on the show, let us know that too. So because coming on the show is fun.
It is fun. This has been great. Thank you.
Thank you.